The wine glass slipped from me. Through that bathroom door, I heard the woman my father planned to marry. Her voice was ice cold, calculated, nothing like the sweet tones she used around him. The fat little obstacle thinks I actually care about her brat. Vaughn's fortune will be mine. I just need her out of the picture. I was 6 months pregnant. My blood pressure was climbing. And the woman who smiled at me over family dinners was secretly planning to destroy me. But here's what she didn't know. I was documenting everything, recording every threat, building a case, and my father's assistant had just discovered something terrifying. Gabrielle had been married twice before. Both husbands died mysteriously. Both had million-dollar life insurance policies. My father was next, and I had less than 8 weeks to stop a wedding, to expose a murderer, to save the only parent I had left. This is the story of how a millionaire discovered his fiancée's secret abuse, and how his revenge was absolutely brilliant. Stay with me, because what happens next will shock you. The wine glass slipped from my hand, not fell, slipped, because what I just heard through that bathroom door could not be real. Crystal shattered against marble tile, red wine spread across white grout like blood. My heart hammered against my ribs. 6 months pregnant, and I could feel my pulse in my swollen ankles. Cassidy? My father's voice drifted from the living room. Everything okay in there? I stared at the powder room door. Gabrielle was in there. On the phone, I had heard every word. "I'm fine, Dad," I called back. My voice came out steadier than I felt. "Just clumsy." The engagement party continued beyond the bathroom hallway. Laughter, music, the clink of champagne flutes celebrating my father and his perfect fiancée. 50 guests packed into his craftsman home in the suburbs. Everyone smiling, everyone happy, everyone except me. The powder room door opened. Gabrielle emerged, phone tucked into her clutch. She saw the broken glass. Her face transformed instantly. Concern, warmth, love. "Oh, sweetie," she said. "Are you all right? Let me help you clean that up." I watched her kneel in her designer dress, ivory silk that probably cost more than my car payment. She picked up glass shards with manicured hands, the same hands that had just clutched her phone while she called me a fat little obstacle. "I've got it," I said. "Don't be silly." Her voice dripped honey. "You're 6 months pregnant. You shouldn't be bending down like that." 6 months pregnant. The baby on the way, my first child, the grandchild she pretended to care about while plotting to steal my father's fortune. I had heard her through the door, her voice cold, calculating, nothing like the warm tone she used now. "The fat little obstacle thinks I actually care about her brat. Vaughn's fortune will be mine. I just need her out of the picture." Those exact words. I had not misheard. I had not imagined it. Gabrielle looked up at me. Her blue eyes showed nothing but concern, an Oscar-worthy performance. "You look pale," she said. "Should we call your doctor?" "I need air." I walked past her, through the hallway, past my father greeting guests, past Owen, my husband, who caught my eye with a questioning look. I shook my head slightly. Not now. The back patio was empty. Cool October air hit my face. I leaned against the railing. My hands shook. A door opened behind me. Gabrielle. "Cassidy, darling." She touched my arm. I flinched. "What's wrong?" "I heard you." The words came out before I could stop them. Her face did not change, not even a flicker. "Heard me?" she asked. "On the phone in the bathroom." "Oh," she laughed, light, dismissive. "You must have misheard, sweetie. I was talking to the caterer about tomorrow's menu tasting. You know how stressed I've been about the wedding plans." I stared at her. She smiled back, gentle, patient, loving. "You said pregnancy hormones can do strange things to perception." She squeezed my arm. "My sister went through the same thing. She thought everyone was out to get her. Turns out it was just the hormones making her paranoid." Paranoid, hormones, misheard. The words landed like punches. "I know what I heard," I said. "Of course you do." Her tone suggested the opposite. "But maybe you should rest. All this excitement can't be good for the baby." She said it so sweetly, so concerned. If I had not heard her real voice minutes ago, I would have believed her now. Let's get you home, she continued. I'll tell Vaughn you're not feeling well. He'll understand. He's been so worried about you lately. He's been worried about me because she had been planting seeds, making comments, subtle suggestions that I was stressed, emotional, unstable. God, how long had this been happening? I'm fine, I said. Are you sure? She tilted her head. You seem upset. I just need a moment. Of course. She patted my hand. Take all the time you need, but please don't mention any of this to your father. He's so happy tonight. I'd hate for him to worry. She walked back inside. The door closed softly behind her. I stood alone on the patio. My hands found my belly. The baby kicked. Strong, healthy, real. This was real too. What I heard, what she said. But how could I prove it? I sat in my car in the driveway, engine off, house lit up behind me. Owen had driven separately from our place because I came straight from a client meeting. Now I was glad for it. My phone sat on the passenger seat. I picked it up, put it down, picked it up again. Lock, unlock, lock, unlock, lock. I wanted to call my father. Wanted to tell him everything. But what would I say? Your fiancé called me an obstacle while I was eavesdropping through a bathroom door? He would never believe me, not without proof, and Gabrielle knew it. My phone buzzed. A text from Owen. Where are you? Dad's asking. Dad, Vaughn Brennan, 52 years old, self-made millionaire, technology genius, devoted father, lonely widower for 8 years after mom died. He had been so alone, so sad. Then Gabrielle walked into his life 18 months ago. Charming, sophisticated, perfect, too perfect. Another text from Owen. Coming in, or should I make excuses? I typed back. Heading home. Tell him I'm tired. You okay? No, I was not okay, but I could not explain it in a text message. Talk when you get home. I started the car, pulled out of the driveway, watched the house disappear in my rearview mirror. The whole drive home, I replayed her words. Fat little obstacle, her brat, out of the picture. 25 minutes later, I pulled into our driveway, our modest 2-bedroom house in a quiet neighborhood. Owen's truck was not here yet. He must have stayed to help clean up. I went inside, kicked off my shoes. The nursery door was open. We had finished painting last weekend. Soft yellow walls, white furniture, a rocking chair by the window. I sat in that chair, placed my hands on my belly. It's okay, I whispered. We're okay. But I did not believe it. Owen came home an hour later. I heard his keys in the door, his footsteps on the hardwood. Cass? In here. He appeared in the nursery doorway, 31 years old, high school history teacher, the steadiest man I had ever known. Your dad was worried, he said. Gabrielle told him you were feeling sick. Of course she did. I need to tell you something. He came in, sat on the floor by the rocking chair. I told him everything, the phone call, the words, Gabrielle's gaslighting response. When I finished, he was quiet. You believe me, right? I asked. Of course I believe you. Relief flooded through me. At least I had him. But, he continued slowly, are you sure you heard it right? It was through a door at a loud party. My chest tightened. I heard it, Owen. I know, I'm just saying, we need to be careful how we approach this. Your dad is head over heels for her. If we accuse her without proof, I don't need proof. I know what I heard. He reached for my hand. Then we'll figure it out. Together. But maybe you should rest tonight. You look exhausted. Exhausted, emotional, hormonal. Everyone had an excuse for why I was wrong. Okay, I said. But I was not okay. And deep down, I knew this was just the beginning. Morning sickness hit at 6 in the morning. I barely made it to the bathroom. Owen held my hair back, rubbed circles on my back. Did not say anything about last night. After I brushed my teeth, I looked in the mirror. Dark circles under my eyes, pale skin. My belly stretched the fabric of my nightgown. Fat little obstacle. I pushed the thought away. I'm calling in sick, Owen said. Don't, I'm fine. Cass, please, I turned to him. I need normalcy, just for today. I have a presentation at 11. I need to work. He studied my face. Okay, but text me every hour. I will. After he left, I stood in the nursery again. The room looked different in daylight, cheerful, hopeful, a space we had created for our daughter. Yes, a daughter. We had found out 2 weeks ago. Emma. We were naming her Emma. My phone rang. Dad, I let it go to voicemail. Listened a minute later. Hey, sweetie, just checking in. Gabrielle said you weren't feeling well last night. Want me to bring soup by? Or anything else? Love you. Call me back. His voice was so warm, so caring, so clueless. Gabrielle said. Gabrielle told him. Gabrielle was controlling the narrative. I called him back. Dad. Cass, how are you feeling? Better, just tired. Growing a human is exhausting work. He chuckled. Listen, Gabrielle wanted me to apologize if she said anything to upset you last night. She mentioned you two talked on the patio. My stomach dropped. She said she might have come on too strong about wedding planning, Dad continued. You know how she gets, wants everything perfect, but she feels terrible if she stressed you out. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Gabrielle had already reframed the conversation, made herself the apologetic one, made me the sensitive, pregnant woman who got upset over nothing. It's fine, Papa Dad. You sure? Because she's really worried, wants to make things right. Really, it's fine. Good, because I need you two to get along. You're both the most important women in my life. Guilt twisted in my chest. He sounded so happy. I know, Dad. So lunch this week? You, me, Owen, and Gabrielle. We can try that new bistro downtown. Lunch with Gabrielle, playing happy family. Sure. Great, I'll have Gabrielle set it up. Love you, kiddo. Love you too. I hung up, sat on the edge of the bed. My hands trembled. She was good, really good. The presentation went well. I pitched a marketing strategy for a local boutique hotel. They loved it. Signed a 6-month contract. I should have been celebrating. Instead, I sat in my car in the parking garage and cried. Brooks called at 2 in the afternoon. Hey, her voice was bright. How's my favorite pregnant person? Brooks Hartley, my best friend since college, nurse practitioner, blunt to the point of brutal, the friend who always told me the truth. I need to see you, I said. What's wrong? Can't talk about it on the phone. I'm off at 6, come to my place. Thank you. Brooks lived in a condo near the hospital, modern, minimalist, nothing like my cluttered house. She took one look at my face and poured wine, then remembered. Sorry, force of habit. She grabbed sparkling water instead. Talk. I told her everything. The phone call, Gabrielle's gaslighting, Owen's hesitation, Dad's call this morning. Brooks listened, did not interrupt. When I finished, she leaned back on her couch. That manipulative, she caught herself. Okay, first question. Do you think you misheard? No. Good. Second question. Has she done anything else before last night? I thought about it, really thought. Little things, I said slowly. Comments about my body, how much weight I've gained, always phrased as concern. What else? She excludes me from wedding planning, says it's to keep me from getting stressed. But then she and Dad make all these decisions without asking me. Like? The venue, the date, the guest list. I found out they moved the wedding up from next June to this December. Brooks's eyebrows shot up. That's fast. She said at their age, why wait? Uh-huh. What else? She's always touching me, my belly, my arm. It feels invasive, but everyone thinks it's sweet. Does your dad see any of this? She's different around him. Warmer, more careful. But when it's just us, I trailed off. When it's just you, she's cold, distant, like she's doing me a favor by being there. Brooks was quiet for a moment. Cass, I need to say something you might not want to hear. What? I never liked her. The words hung between us. You never said anything, I managed, because your dad was happy, and you seemed okay with her, but something always felt off. The way she looked at you when Vaughn wasn't watching. Like you were competition. Competition for my own father. What do I do? I asked. Document everything and start recording interactions if you can. and trust your gut. If she said what you think she said, she'll slip up again. What if Dad doesn't believe me? Brooks reached it across the couch, squeezed my hand. Then we make him believe you. But first, we need proof. 2 days later, I had my regular OB appointment. Dr. Martinez was my age, friendly, competent. She wrapped the blood pressure cuff around my arm, pumped it up, frowned. 142/94. My heart sank. That's high. It's borderline, not dangerous yet, but we need to watch it. She made notes on her tablet. Any unusual stress lately? Just normal pregnancy stuff. She looked at me over her glasses. Cassidy, your blood pressure was perfect 2 weeks ago. Something changed. I opened my mouth, closed it. What could I say? My father's fiancée is psychologically abusing me? Work has been busy, I said. Uh-huh. Any other symptoms? Headaches? Vision changes? No. Good. But I want to see you again in 2 weeks instead of 4. And I need you to monitor your blood pressure at home. We can't let this develop into preeclampsia. Preeclampsia. The word scared me. I'll be careful. I mean it, Cassidy. Stress is not good for you or the baby. Whatever is going on, you need to manage it. I nodded, took the prescription for a home blood pressure monitor. Left the office. In the parking lot, my phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. Hi, Cassidy. It's Gabrielle. Got your number from Vaughn. Just wanted to check in. How was your appointment? I stared at the screen. She knew I had an appointment. Another text came through. Your dad mentioned it. He's such a worrier. LOL. Anyway, hope everything is healthy with little Emma. Can't wait to be her grandma. Grandma. She was not Emma's grandmother. She was not even my stepmother yet. I did not respond. Deleted the text, got in my car. My hands shook as I started the engine. This was intentional. She was inserting herself everywhere, making sure I could not escape her. And the worst part? Nobody else would see it as sinister. They would see a caring future stepmother, a woman excited about her new family. Only I saw the truth. Only I knew what she really wanted. My father's fortune, and me out of the picture. The family dinner was Gabrielle's idea. Of course it was. Friday night at 7, Dad's house, just the 4 of us. Vaughn, Gabrielle, Owen, me. Intimate, Gabrielle had called it. A chance for us to really bond before the wedding. The wedding was 9 weeks away, December 20th, a winter wonderland theme. $30,000 worth of flowers, decor, and catering. I knew because Gabrielle had shown me the budget breakdown. Not to ask my opinion, to demonstrate how much thought she put into everything. Owen and I arrived at 7 sharp. Dad's house smelled like roasted chicken and rosemary. There's my beautiful daughter, Dad said, pulling me into a hug. At 52, Vaughn Brennan was still handsome. Silver at his temples, laugh lines around his eyes. 8 years since Mom died, and this was the first time I had seen him truly happy. Gabrielle appeared from the kitchen, apron over a cashmere sweater, pearl earrings. Every inch the perfect homemaker. Cassidy, she air-kissed both my cheeks. You look radiant. Pregnancy suits you. The words were right. The tone was right. But her eyes were flat. Thanks, I managed. Owen, she turned to my husband. So good to see you. Vaughn's been raving about that history article you sent him. Owen smiled. Just something I thought he'd find interesting. We moved to the living room. Gabrielle had redecorated since the engagement party. New curtains, new throw pillows, little touches that erased Mom's presence. Dinner was perfect. The chicken was moist. The vegetables were seasoned just right. The conversation flowed easily. Too easily. Dad told a story about his latest board meeting. Gabrielle laughed at all the right moments. Owen discussed his students. I picked at my food. Cassidy, Gabrielle's voice cut through. You're barely eating. Is everything okay? All eyes turned to me. I'm fine, just full. You need to eat for 2 now. She smiled. The baby needs nutrients. I know how pregnancy works. The words came out sharper than I intended. Owen touched my knee under the table. Dad frowned. Cass. Sorry. I forced a smile. Just tired. Understandable. Gabrielle stood. Why don't we move to the living room? I'll bring dessert. She disappeared into the kitchen. Dad and Owen started clearing plates. I stayed seated. When everyone was out of the room, Gabrielle returned. For just a moment, she set a dessert plate in front of me. Then she leaned close. Her breath tickled my ear. "You look fat in that dress," she whispered. "Maybe you should stop eating for two." She straightened, smiled, walked back to the kitchen. My heart hammered. I looked around. No one had heard. No one had seen. She had done it on purpose. Waited until we were alone. Said it so quietly that even if I repeated it, it would be my word against hers. God, I was so stupid. The signs were all there. After dessert, Dad suggested coffee on the back patio. The night was cold, but the outdoor heaters made it bearable. Gabrielle excused herself to use the restroom. Dad and Owen started discussing the upcoming election. I sat apart from them, stared at the garden. Mom had planted those rose bushes. 15 years ago, they still bloomed every summer. I felt it before I saw it. A presence behind me. Gabrielle. She moved past me. Her hip bumped my shoulder. Hard. Not hard enough to be obvious, but hard enough to make me spill coffee on my lap. I gasped. The hot liquid soaked through my jeans, burned my thigh. "Oh no." Gabrielle's voice dripped concern. "Cassidy, I'm so sorry. Are you okay?" Dad and Owen jumped up. "I'm fine," I said, but my hands trembled as I tried to wipe the coffee away. "Let me get a towel." Gabrielle rushed inside. "Cass." Dad knelt by my chair. "Are you hurt?" "It's just coffee." "That could have hit your belly." "But it didn't." Gabrielle returned with towels, ice, a look of pure remorse. "I'm such a klutz," she said. "I didn't see you there." I watched her dab at my jeans. Gentle, careful, Oscar-worthy. "It's fine," I said. "I want to go home." "Of course." Dad looked stricken. "Owen, take her home. Gabrielle and I will clean up." In the car, Owen was quiet. "Don't," I said. "Don't what?" "Tell me it was an accident." "Cass, she did it on purpose. She waited until you and Dad weren't looking. Then she bumped me." "Are you sure?" "Yes." He drove in silence for a few blocks. "Maybe we should talk to your dad," he said finally. "And say what? Your fiancé is mean to me when you're not around? He won't believe it." "Then what do we do?" "I don't know." But I did know. I knew exactly what I needed to do. I needed proof. The next morning I went to the electronics store, bought a small recording device, the kind that looked like a pen. Brooks met me for lunch. I showed her. "Smart," she said. "But you know, recording without consent is illegal in some states, right?" "Not here, single-party consent. As long as I'm part of the conversation, I can record." "Okay. So what's the plan?" "Next time I'm alone with her, I hit record. She'll slip up eventually, say something that proves I'm not crazy." Brooks bit into her sandwich, chewed thoughtfully. "What if she doesn't? What if she's more careful than you think?" "Then I keep trying, because the alternative is watching her manipulate my dad for the rest of his life." "Or worse," I looked at her. "What do you mean?" She's pushing you out, making you look unstable, getting between you and your dad. You know what that sounds like?" "What?" "Someone who wants to isolate him. Make sure there's no one left to question her." The words chilled me. You think she'd hurt him?" "I think people who are capable of this level of manipulation are capable of anything." That night I couldn't sleep. I lay in bed next to Owen, stared at the ceiling, listened to him breathe. Around 2 in the morning I got up, went to the nursery. The room was dark except for moonlight through the window. I turned on the small lamp, soft yellow glow. I started organizing, folded onesies by color, white, yellow, pink, green, each one perfect, each one in its place. Control. I needed control over something. My phone buzzed on the dresser, a text from Gabrielle. "Can't sleep either. Pregnancy insomnia is the worst. LOL. Want to get coffee tomorrow? Just us girls?" I stared at the screen. Just us girls. Another text. "I feel like we got off on the wrong foot. I really want us to be close. For Vaughn's sake." For Vaughn's sake, not for mine. Not because she actually wanted a relationship. I typed back. "Sure, 10 in the morning? Perfect." I know a great place downtown. See you then. I set the phone down, looked at the recording pen on the dresser. Tomorrow, tomorrow I would get my proof. The coffee shop was trendy, exposed brick, Edison bulbs, overpriced lattes with foam art. Gabrielle was already there when I arrived. She waved from a corner table. 2 cups already ordered. I got you decaf, she said as I sat down, with almond milk. That's how you like it, right? Yes, thank you. The recording pen was in my jacket pocket. I had turned it on before walking in. Gabrielle smiled, wrapped her hands around her cup. I'm glad you agreed to meet, she said. I've been feeling terrible about the coffee incident. It's fine. No, it's not. I was careless, and I can tell you've been stressed lately. I don't want to add to that. Her voice was so sincere. If I hadn't known better, I would have believed her. Honestly, Gabrielle, everything is fine. Is it, though? She leaned forward. Because Vaughn mentioned your blood pressure was elevated. That's concerning. My jaw tightened. Dad had told her about my medical information? It's under control. Good, because stress is terrible for the baby, and I'd hate to think I was contributing to that stress in any way. You're not. Are you sure? Because I get the feeling you don't like me very much. The words hung between us, direct, challenging. I don't know you well enough to like or dislike you, I said carefully. Fair enough, but I'd like to change that. You're going to be my stepdaughter soon. And Emma's going to be my step-granddaughter. I want us to be family. Step-granddaughter, not granddaughter. At least she was honest about that. What do you want from me? I asked. Just a chance, a real chance. No more tension. No more walking on eggshells, just honesty. Honesty? Rich coming from her. Okay, I said. Great. She beamed. So tell me, what can I do to make you more comfortable? With the wedding planning? With me dating your father? Dating. They were engaged, but she called it dating, minimizing, making it sound less permanent. Nothing, really. Come on, there must be something. I want to make this work. I studied her face, the perfectly applied makeup, the designer clothes, the practiced warmth. Why did you move up the wedding? I asked. Her smile faltered. Just for a second. What do you mean? You had it scheduled for June, now it's December. That's a big change. Oh, she waved a hand. At our age, waiting seems silly. And December is so romantic, the snow, the lights, magical. Dad's not that old. No, but I am, she laughed. 47, if I want kids of my own someday, I need to think about the timeline. The coffee turned to ash in my mouth. You want kids? Maybe. We haven't decided, but I'd like the option. She wanted kids with my father. Wanted to replace the family he already had. Does Dad know this? Of course, we talk about everything. She sipped her coffee. Unlike some couples who keep secrets. The implication was clear. She was suggesting Owen and I had secrets. We don't keep secrets. Good, because secrets destroy relationships. Trust me, I learned that the hard way with my previous marriages. Previous marriages, plural. How many times have you been married? I asked. Twice. Both ended badly. But I'm not one to dwell on the past. I prefer to focus on the future. She checked her phone. Speaking of which, I need to run. Dress fitting in the 20 minutes. She stood, gathered her purse, then paused. Oh, one more thing. Vaughn and I are thinking about taking a honeymoon in January. 3 weeks in Europe. I hope that's okay with you. Why would it not be okay? Well, you're due in February. I wouldn't want to miss Emma's birth. But Vaughn says you'll be fine. You have Owen and your doctor. You don't really need us there. Us. She had positioned herself as part of a unit that didn't include me. Have a great trip, I managed. Thank you, sweetie. And thanks for the chat. I feel so much better about everything. She kissed my cheek, left a lipstick mark, walked out. I sat alone at the table. The recording pen was still running. I had everything on tape. The honeymoon timing, the comment about not needing them, the suggestion that Owen and I kept secrets. But none of it was overtly cruel. None of it was proof of abuse, just subtle manipulation that could be explained away. She was too smart, too careful. I needed her to slip up, really slip up, and I had a feeling I wouldn't have to wait long. The next week passed in a blur. Work deadlines, doctor appointments, nursery preparations. Owen noticed I was distracted, kept asking if I was okay. I told him I was fine, but I wasn't fine. Gabrielle had started texting me, daily, multiple times. Thinking of you. Hope Emma is doing well. Excited for our family dinner tonight. That was new. Family dinners were now a weekly thing. Every Friday, Dad's house, the four of us. This particular Friday, Dad called an hour before dinner. Hey kiddo, sorry but I have to cancel tonight. Emergency board meeting, flying to Chicago. We'll be back Sunday. My stomach sank. That's fine, Dad. Gabrielle's really disappointed. She was looking forward to it. I bet she was. Maybe we can reschedule, I said. Actually, she suggested maybe you, her, and Owen could still have dinner. Get to know each other better without me playing referee. He laughed. What do you think? Dinner with Gabrielle, without my father as a buffer. I'll talk to Owen. Great, love you, Cass. After he hung up, I stared at my phone. Every instinct screamed to cancel, but that would look suspicious, would give Gabrielle ammunition to say I was avoiding her. Owen came home from work. I told him about the dinner. We don't have to go, he said immediately. We do. If we cancel, she'll tell Dad I'm being difficult. Then I'll stay close. I won't leave you alone with her. Thank you. But even as he said it, I knew. Somehow Gabrielle would find a way. We arrived at 7. Dad's house felt different without him. Emptier, colder. Gabrielle greeted us at the door. She wore a silk blouse and tailored pants. Casual elegance. Come in, come in. I made pot roast, Vaughn's favorite. The table was set for 3. Wine for them. Sparkling water for me. Dinner started well enough. Gabrielle asked Owen about his students. He told a funny story about a kid who tried to argue that the Civil War never happened. We all laughed. The moment felt almost normal. Then Gabrielle's phone rang. Oh no, she looked at the screen. It's my sister. She's been having a crisis. I'm so sorry, but I need to take this. She left the dining room. Her voice drifted from the kitchen. Yes, I know. Just breathe. Owen and I exchanged glances. Should we go? I whispered. Let's give her a minute. 5 minutes passed. 10. I'm going to the bathroom, Owen said. Don't leave me alone with her. I'll be right back. 2 minutes. He disappeared down the hallway. Gabrielle emerged from the kitchen the second Owen left, like she had been waiting. She sat in her chair, smiled. Sorry about that, family drama. You know how it is. It's fine. So, she folded her hands. Now that it's just us. My heart rate spiked. The recording pen was in my purse, which was on the floor by my chair. I couldn't reach it without being obvious. I want to be honest with you, Cassidy. Okay? I know you don't like me. That's fine. I'm not here to be your friend. Her voice had changed, flat, cold, the warmth gone. But you need to understand something. Vaughn loves me. He's going to marry me, and there's nothing you can do about it. I never said, don't. She held up a hand. Don't pretend. I see how you look at me, like I'm not good enough, like I'm stealing your father. That's not, here's the thing, I don't actually care what you think, but I do care about Vaughn's happiness. And right now, you're making him worried. All your little comments, your attitude, your thus mysterious health issues. My health issues are real. Are they? Or are you just stressed because you can't handle your father moving on? The words were barbs, designed to cut. If you tell him about this conversation, Gabrielle continued, I'll make sure he doesn't believe you. I'll tell him you're jealous, unstable, that pregnancy hormones are making you paranoid. Who do you think he'll believe? His loving fiancée or his emotional daughter? Owen's footsteps sounded in the hallway. Gabrielle's face transformed. Warmth flooded back in. Oh, good, you're back. I was just telling Cassidy how excited I am for Emma's arrival. Owen looked between us, sensed something was wrong. We should go, he said. Already? Gabrielle pouted. But I made dessert. Cassidy's not feeling well. Of course, the baby. She walked us to the door. Feel better, sweetie, and remember what we talked about. In the car, Owen gripped the steering wheel. What did she say to you? I told him everything. The threat, the manipulation, the promise to gaslight me to my father. That's it, he said. We're telling Vaughn. He won't believe us. Then we make him believe us. How? Owen was quiet for a long time. I don't know, he admitted, but we'll figure it out. That night I couldn't sleep, again. I went to the nursery, again. But this time I didn't fold onesies. I sat in the rocking chair, put my hands on my belly, and made a decision. I couldn't keep living like this. Couldn't keep letting Gabrielle terrorize me while pretending to be perfect. Something had to give, and I had a terrible feeling it was going to be me. The hospital room was too bright. Fluorescent lights hummed overhead. Machines beeped rhythmically. 160 over 100. That's what the blood pressure monitor said. That's why Owen had driven me to the emergency room at 2 in the morning. We're admitting you for observation, Dr. Martinez said. She looked tired. It was Saturday night. She shouldn't even be here, but she'd come when they called her. For how long? 24 to 48 hours. We need to make sure this doesn't develop into severe preeclampsia. You're only 27 weeks. If we have to deliver early, don't. I cut her off. Don't say it. Owen held my hand. It's going to be okay. But his voice shook. He was scared. I was scared. I'm going to start you on blood pressure medication, Dr. Martinez continued, and we'll monitor the baby continuously. But Cassidy, I need you to be honest with me. What's causing this stress? I opened my mouth, closed it. Cassidy? Family stuff. What kind of family stuff? My father's getting remarried. It's been complicated. That was the understatement of the century. Dr. Martinez made notes on her tablet. Is there any way to reduce contact with the stressor? Not really. Then we need to find other coping mechanisms. I'm recommending therapy. And I want you to seriously consider taking leave from work. Your health and Emma's health have to come first. After she left, Owen sat on the edge of the hospital bed. You have to tell your dad, he said. I can't. Cass, this is serious. Gabrielle is literally making you sick. We don't have proof. Your blood pressure is proof. Of stress, not of abuse. He stood, paced to the window, looked out at the dark parking lot. I hate this, he said. I hate watching her hurt you. I hate that I can't protect you. You are protecting me by being here. It's not enough. A knock on the door interrupted us. A nurse entered, young, friendly. Hi, Cassidy. I'm Jenna. I'll be your nurse tonight. How are you feeling? Tired. That's normal. I'm going to get you set up on the fetal monitor. Just need to attach these bands around your belly. She worked efficiently. 2 elastic bands, sensors. The sound of Emma's heartbeat filled the room. Strong, steady, healthy. She sounds perfect, Jenna said. Try to get some rest. Call if you need anything. After she left, I listened to the heartbeat, tried to let it calm me. My phone buzzed. A text from Dad. Just heard from Owen. On my way. Be there in an hour. Of course Owen had called him. Of course Dad was coming. Another text from Gabrielle. So sorry to hear you're not feeling well. Vaughn is beside himself. We're both praying for you and Emma. She had inserted herself into his response, made sure I knew they were a unit. Dad arrived at 4 in the morning. His hair was disheveled. He wore sweatpants and a ratty college sweatshirt. I hadn't seen him look this worried since Mom's funeral. Cassidy, he hugged me carefully. You scared me. I'm okay, Dad. You're in the hospital. That's not okay. He turned to Owen. What did the doctor say? Owen explained. Preeclampsia risk, medication, monitoring, the need to reduce stress. Dad ran a hand through his hair. Whatever you need, anything. I'll pay for a leave of absence from work. Hire help, whatever it takes. Dad, no arguments. You are my daughter. Emma's my granddaughter. Nothing is more important. Guilt twisted in my chest. He was so loving, so concerned. How could I tell him his fiancée was the problem? Another knock. A nurse with medication. I swallowed pills, lay back against pillows. You should go home, I told Dad. Get some sleep. I'm staying. Dad, I'm staying. Owen stood. I'll go get coffee. Mr. Brennan, how do you take yours? Black. Thanks, Owen. After Owen left, Dad sat in the chair by my bed. He looked old suddenly. Tired. I'm sorry, I said. For what? Making you worry. Cass, don't. This isn't your fault. But it was. If I had just kept my mouth shut at the engagement party, if I had just played along, if I had just let Gabrielle have her way. Dr. Martinez mentioned family stress, Dad said carefully. My heart stopped. What's going on, he continued. Is it the wedding? Because if you're not comfortable with the timeline, we can push it back. This was my chance, my opening. I could tell him everything. But then his phone rang. Sorry, it's Gabrielle. She's been worried. He answered, Hey, yeah, I'm with her now. She's okay. They're monitoring her. Uh-huh. Okay, love you too. He hung up, smiled at me. Gabrielle sends her love. She wanted to come, but I told her the hospital limits visitors. That's fine. She's been beside herself, couldn't sleep. She really cares about you, Cass. I know the two of you got off to a rocky start, but she's trying. She really wants to be part of this family. The words were a knife, each one twisting deeper. She's trying, she cares, she wants to be family. All lies, no manipulation. And I couldn't tell him, because in that moment I saw it clearly. He wouldn't believe me. He was too invested, too happy, too in love. I know, Dad. Good. Because after the wedding, we'll all be family officially. You, me, Owen, Gabrielle, Emma. We're going to be so happy. Happy with Gabrielle slowly poisoning every interaction, slowly pushing me out, slowly taking over. I felt it then, the complete helplessness, the utter powerlessness. I was trapped. They kept me for 2 days. The medication brought my blood pressure down. Emma's monitoring showed no distress. Dr. Martinez discharged me with strict instructions. Bed rest as much as possible. No work for 2 weeks minimum. Therapy starting immediately. And I want to see you twice a week. Owen drove me home. The house felt different, smaller, safer. I called Brooks, he said. She's coming by later. And I took the week off work. You don't have to. I want to. He helped me inside, settled me on the couch, brought pillows, blankets, water, the remote. Thank you, I said. I love you. You know that, right? I know. He kissed my forehead. Went to the kitchen to make lunch. My phone buzzed. Gabrielle. So glad you're home. Vaughn was so worried. Listen, I know this is terrible timing, but we need to finalize guest lists. Wedding is 8 weeks away. Can you look over the seating chart? Sending it now. A file came through, seating arrangements, 200 guests, an elaborate diagram. I didn't open it, didn't respond. Another text. Also thinking we should postpone the honeymoon. Vaughn doesn't feel comfortable leaving you so close to your due date. I told him you'd be fine, but he's insisting. So we'll probably just do a long weekend in Napa instead. Hope that's okay. It wasn't a question. It was a statement designed to make me feel guilty, to make me the reason they couldn't have their dream honeymoon. I turned off my phone, lay back on the couch. Emma kicked. Strong, persistent, a reminder that she was okay, that we were okay. But I didn't feel okay. I felt like I was drowning, slowly, inevitably, with no one to pull me out. Brooks arrived at 6. She took one look at me and sat on the floor by the couch. Talk. I told her everything. The hospital, the medication, Dad's visit, Gabrielle's texts. That manipulative, she stopped herself. Okay, new plan, you cut contact with her. I can't. Yes, you can. Stop answering her texts. Don't go to family dinners. Make Owen run interference. Dad will ask why. Tell him the truth. That stress is dangerous for the baby. That you need space. He'll think I'm being dramatic. Let him think that. Your health is more important than his feelings. She was right. I knew she was right. But the guilt was overwhelming. Dad had been so alone, so sad. Now he was happy, and I was supposed to ruin that because his fiancée was mean to me? I can't do this anymore, I whispered. Yes, you can, Because you're strong, stronger than you think, and you're not alone. You have Owen, you have me, you have Emma. That's your team. That's who matters. What if it's not enough? Then we make it enough. That night, I lay in bed next to Owen, stared at the ceiling, listened to the house settle. Around 3 in the morning, I gave up on sleep, went to the nursery. I sat in the rocking chair, put my hands on my belly, and let myself cry. Not quiet tears, not delicate sobs, full, ugly crying, the kind that came from deep in the chest, the kind that hurt. I cried for the relationship with my father that Gabrielle was destroying. I cried for the stress that was hurting my baby. I cried for the helplessness, the fear, the anger. And somewhere in the crying, I found something else. Clarity. I couldn't keep doing this. Couldn't keep pretending everything was fine. Couldn't keep protecting my father from the truth at the expense of my own sanity. Something had to change. And maybe that something was me. Patricia Reeves had an office in a converted Victorian house downtown. Soft lighting, comfortable furniture, tissues on every surface. "Tell me why you're here," she said. I sat on her couch, hands on my belly. Emma kicked against my palm. "My therapist recommended you, said you specialize in family dynamics." "I do, but I'd like to hear from you. What's going on?" So I told her everything, from the engagement party to the hospital, every text, every comment, every moment of gaslighting. Dr. Reeves listened, didn't interrupt, didn't judge, just listened. When I finished, she leaned back in her chair. "Do you know what gaslighting is, Cassidy?" "Making someone question their reality." "Yes, it's a form of psychological manipulation. The abuser denies events happened, suggests the victim is overreacting, makes them doubt their own perceptions." Abuser, she used the word so casually, like it was obvious. "You think Gabrielle's abusing me?" "I think Gabrielle is engaging in emotionally abusive behavior. Whether that rises to the level of sustained abuse depends on the pattern and duration. But yes, what you've described is textbook psychological abuse." The word felt too big, too serious. Abuse was physical. Abuse left marks. "She's never hit me." Abuse doesn't have to be physical. Emotional abuse can be just as damaging. Sometimes more so because it's invisible. People don't believe it. They minimize it. People like Owen, who questioned whether I'd really heard what I heard. People like my father, who thought Gabrielle was wonderful. What do I do? First, we work on you, rebuilding your sense of reality, trusting your perceptions, setting boundaries. Then we can talk about how to address the situation with your father. He won't believe me. Maybe not at first, but Cassidy, people like Gabrielle always reveal themselves eventually. They can't maintain the mask forever. It takes too much energy. They slip up. What if she doesn't slip up before the wedding? Reeves was quiet for a moment. Then we document. We create a record. So when she does slip up, you have evidence. Evidence. That's what I needed. That's what Brooks had said. That's what I'd been trying to get with the recording pen. How do I do that? Keep a journal, date and time every interaction, screenshot texts, record conversations if it's legal in your state. Build a timeline. Show the pattern. A timeline, a pattern, proof. "Can I ask you something?" I said. "Of course. Am I crazy for thinking this is a big deal? Maybe everyone's right. Maybe it is just pregnancy hormones making me paranoid." Reeves leaned forward. Her eyes were kind but firm. "Cassidy, your blood pressure is high enough to risk preeclampsia. That's not paranoia. That's your body responding to real stress. Trust yourself." I started the journal that night. Got a small notebook from Target, wrote down everything I could remember. Dates, age, what Gabrielle said, what she did, how it made me feel. September 15th, engagement party, overheard phone call. Fat little obstacle. September 16th, dad's call. Gabrielle reframed conversation, made herself the victim. September 20th, coffee meeting, subtle undermining, comments about secrets. September 22nd, family dinner, bumped my shoulder, spilled coffee, claimed accident. The list went on. Pages and pages. When I wrote it all out, the pattern was undeniable. But would it be enough? Wednesday afternoon, my phone rang. Marlo Carter, Dad's executive assistant. Cassidy, hi. I hope I'm not bothering you. Not at all. How are you? I'm fine. Listen, I was wondering if we could meet for lunch. There's something I'd like to discuss. Something about her tone made my skin prickle. Of course, when? Tomorrow, 1 o'clock? There's a bistro near your place. The Blue Plate. I'll be there. After we hung up, I stared at the phone. Marlo had worked with Dad for 10 years. She was professional, efficient, not someone who made social calls. This was about Gabrielle. It had to be. The Blue Plate was quiet at 1 on a Thursday. Marlo was already seated, 38 years old, blonde bob, sharp business attire. Thank you for meeting me, she said as I sat down. Of course. We ordered salads, iced tea. Then Marlo folded her hands on the table. I'm going to be direct. I'm concerned about Gabrielle. My heart jumped. Why? Several reasons, but mostly because I've been working with your father for a decade. I know him. I know how he operates. And something's changed since Gabrielle entered his life. Changed how? He's making decisions without his usual due diligence. Rushing into things, the wedding timeline, for example, 3 months' notice for a major life change? That's not like him. I leaned forward. What else? Financial irregularities. Small things. But they add up. Transfer requests I've never seen before. Account access for Gabrielle. Life insurance beneficiary changes. My blood ran cold. He changed his life insurance? 2 weeks ago, made Gabrielle the primary beneficiary. You're now secondary. Secondary. I had been primary since Mom died. Dad had always said he wanted to make sure I was taken care of. Is that unusual? Not necessarily. People change beneficiaries when they get married. But Cassidy, they're not married yet, and the policy is worth $7 million. $7 million. If something happened to Dad before the wedding, Gabrielle got nothing. But after the wedding, she got $7 million. What are you saying? I'm saying be careful. I've done some digging. Gabrielle's been married twice before. Both husbands died within 5 years of the marriage. Both had significant life insurance policies. Both deaths were ruled accidental. The bistro felt suddenly too cold, too bright. You think she killed them? I think there's a pattern. And I think your father is in danger. But more importantly, I think you're in danger. Me. You're his daughter, his heir. You have his trust. Gabrielle can't have complete control as long as you're in the picture. Out of the picture. That's what she'd said on the phone. I just need her out of the picture. Why are you telling me this? Because I care about your father, and because I've noticed how stressed you've been. The hospital visit, your elevated blood pressure. I don't think that's coincidental. What should I do? Document everything, keep records, and I'll do the same from my end. When we have enough evidence, we go to Vaughn together. Show him the pattern, make him see who she really is. What if he doesn't believe us? Then we go to the authorities, because if my suspicions are correct, Gabrielle Shaw is a con artist at best, a murderer at worst, and we can't let her hurt your father. That night I couldn't eat, couldn't think. The house felt too small, too confined. Owen found me in the nursery again, folding the same blanket over and over. Cass, she might have killed her previous husbands. I told him about lunch with Marlo, the life insurance, the pattern. Jesus, he breathed. We have to tell Dad. With what proof? Suspicions? He'll think we're crazy. Then what do we do? Owen sat on the floor, leaned against the wall. We keep gathering evidence, let Marlo do her thing, and we protect ourselves. How? Security cameras, document everything, stay vigilant, and maybe we hire our own private investigator. A private investigator. With what money? We were barely making rent and saving for Emma. I'll figure it out, Owen said, reading my mind. Maybe we use some of Emma's college fund. This is more important. I can't ask you to do that. You're not asking, I'm offering. Because I love you, and I'm not letting Gabrielle hurt you or your father. The next week we installed cameras, 3 of them. Living room, kitchen, front porch, all connected to our phones. I kept the journal updated, documented every text from Gabrielle, every call from Dad where she was in the background, coaching him. And I waited. Brooks came by twice, brought food, forced me to eat, reminded me I wasn't alone. Dr. Reeves saw me twice a week, helped me process, helped me strategize. Marlo sent updates. She was building a file, financial records, background checks, timelines. And slowly, piece by piece, the evidence mounted. But it wasn't enough. Not yet. We needed Gabrielle to slip up, really slip up. And then she did. The text came on a Sunday from an unknown number. Cassidy, this is important. Meet me at the coffee shop where we met before, tomorrow. 11 a.m. Come alone. Don't tell Vaughn. No signature, but I knew who it was. Gabrielle. I showed Owen. Don't go, he said immediately. I have to. It's a trap. Then I'll record it. Camera on my phone. Audio on the recording pen. Whatever she says, I'll have proof. Cass, this is my chance. If she's threatening me, if she admits what she's doing, we finally have real evidence. Owen looked torn. I'm going, I said, with or without your permission. Then I'm following you. I'll be in the parking lot. You text me every 5 minutes, any sign of trouble, I'm coming in. Deal. Monday morning, 11 a.m., the coffee shop. Gabrielle was already there, same corner table. But this time, no coffee ordered. Just her, waiting. I sat down, phone in my jacket pocket, recording, camera facing her through a gap in the fabric. Thank you for coming, she said. You said it was important. It is. She leaned forward. I'm going to be very clear with you, Cassidy. This ends now. What ends? Your campaign against me. The comments to Vaughn, the suspicious looks, the stress that's somehow always my fault. I haven't. Don't lie, I know what you're doing. Trying to turn your father against me. Making yourself look like the victim. Playing the pregnancy card. The pregnancy card. Oh, like Emma was a manipulation tool. I'm not playing anything. Really? Then why are you suddenly in the hospital? Why is your blood pressure suddenly a problem? Why is everything a crisis that Vaughn has to fix? Because I'm stressed. Because you're weak. Her voice was ice. You can't handle the fact that your father has moved on, that he doesn't need you anymore, that he has me. He'll always need me. I'm his daughter. For now, but daughters grow up, move away, have their own families. I'm the one who'll be there every day. I'm the one who'll inherit his fortune. I'm the one who matters. There it was, out loud, on camera. Does Dad know you feel this way? Your father knows exactly what I want him to know. And right now he knows you're a jealous, unstable, pregnant woman who can't let him be happy. I'm not jealous. Well, really? Then why are you trying to ruin our wedding? Why are you making up stories about me? Why are you acting like I'm some villain? Because you are. The words hung between us. Gabrielle smiled, cold, triumphant. Prove it. Go ahead. Tell Vaughn. Tell him I'm mean to you. Tell him I said these things. See if he believes you. Because here's the truth, Cassidy. If it comes down to you or me, he'll choose me. Every time. Because I make him happy. And you're just a reminder of his dead wife. A reminder of his dead wife. Of my mother. I stood. Hands shaking. Belly tight. Stay away from my father. Or what? You'll tell him the truth? Good luck. Because by the time you do, we'll be married. And anything you say after that, it'll just sound like sour grapes. I walked out, didn't look back, didn't respond. Got in my car, drove 2 blocks, pulled into a parking lot. Then I called Owen. I got it, I said. I got everything. That night, Owen and I watched the recording 5 times. Each time, Gabrielle's words cut deeper. This is evidence, Owen said, real evidence. We show this to your dad. He has to believe us now. But I wasn't sure, because Gabrielle was right about one thing. Dad was happy, happier than he'd been in years. Would he believe a recording? Or would he think I'd somehow edited it, manipulated it? We need more, I said. More, Cass, she literally threatened you. She threatened to tell Dad I'm jealous. That's not illegal. And it's her word against mine about everything else. She can say I took the conversation out of context. Owen ran his hands through his hair, frustrated, exhausted. Then what do? We give Marlo the recording, let her add it to her file, and we wait for Gabrielle to make her next move. While you get sicker? I'm not getting sicker. The medication is working. But that was a lie. My blood pressure had been creeping up again. Martinez was talking about hospital bed rest if it didn't stabilize. We're running out of time, Owen said quietly. I know. I sent the recording to Marlo. She called back within an hour. This is good, she said, really good. Combined with the financial records, we're building a solid case. Is it enough to show Dad? Not yet. We need one more piece. Something that directly implicates her in illegal activity. The financial irregularities are concerning, but they're not criminal. Not yet. What do we look for? I'm working on getting records from her previous marriages. Death certificates, insurance payouts, police reports if they exist. If we can establish a clear pattern across all three relationships, that's our smoking gun. How long will that take? Week or two, maybe less. I have a contact in Chicago who's pulling records now. A week or two. The wedding was 6 weeks away. Marlo, what if we don't find anything before the wedding? She was quiet. Then we go to the police, she said finally. Present what we have. Let them investigate. Will they take it seriously? I don't know, but it's better than doing nothing. Therapy with Dr. Reeves that week was hard. She pushed me to articulate my worst fears. What are you afraid will happen? She asked. That Gabrielle will marry my dad, that she'll isolate him completely, that something will happen to him and I'll never forgive myself for not stopping it. You can't control what your father does. He's an adult. He makes his own choices. But I can influence him. Can you? Really? Because it sounds like you've tried and he's not listening. The words stung because they were true. So I just give up? No, you present him with the truth, show him the evidence, and then you let him decide. If he chooses not to believe you, that's on him, not you. But, Cassidy, you can't set yourself on fire to keep someone else warm, even if that someone is your father. That Friday, Dad called, asked if I wanted to come over for dinner, just the two of us. Gabrielle has a dress fitting. Girls' night, so I thought maybe we could hang out. Like old times. Old times. Before Gabrielle, before all this. I'd like that. Great, 6 o'clock. I'll order pizza, your favorite, pepperoni and mushroom. After we hung up, I sat with the phone in my hand. This was my chance, alone with Dad. No Gabrielle to interfere, no one to coach his response. I could show him everything. The journal, the recording, Marlo's findings. I could tell him the truth. I arrived at 6. Dad answered the door in jeans and a sweater. Casual, relaxed, happy. There's my girl. We hugged. He smelled like Old Spice and coffee, the way he always had. Come in, pizza's on the way. I got us that fancy root beer you like. The house was quiet without Gabrielle. It felt like it used to, like home. We sat in the living room. Dad put on a playlist, classic rock, Mom's favorite. How are you feeling? He asked. Really? Better. The medication is helping. Good, because I've been worried. Gabrielle has too. She feels terrible about the stress. There it was, Gabrielle's name, her presence even when she wasn't here. Dad, can I talk to you about something? Of course. Anything. The doorbell rang. Pizza. Dad paid the delivery driver. Brought the box to the coffee table. Got plates, napkins, root beer. We ate in silence for a few minutes. Then I took a breath. I'm worried about you. He looked up, surprised. Worried? Why? Because I don't think you really know Gabrielle. Her history, her patterns. His expression shifted, guarded. What are you talking about? She's been married twice before. Both husbands died. Both had large life insurance policies. I know about her previous marriages, she told me. They were tragic, but that doesn't mean... Dad, did she tell you she changed your life insurance? Made herself the primary beneficiary? Before you're even married. He set down his pizza. How do you know about that? Marlo told me. She's concerned. She's noticed financial irregularities. Marlo needs to mind her own business, and so do you. His voice was sharp, defensive. Dad, please, just listen. There's a pattern. With Gabrielle, the way she operates, the way she what? Loves me? Makes me happy? Jesus, Cassidy, I thought you'd be happy for me. I wanted to be happy for you, but I'm scared. Scared she's not who you think she is. And what? You've decided she's some kind of black widow? Based on what? Gossip? Suspicion? Based on evidence? What evidence? Well, this was it, the moment. I pulled out my phone, opened the recording, hit play. Gabrielle's voice filled the room. Cold, calculating, cruel. The fat little obstacle thinks I actually care about her brat. Dad's face went white. The recording continued. The coffee shop conversation. Her threats. Her admission that she'd married him for his fortune. When it ended, silence. Where did you get this? Dad asked. I recorded it last week. She wanted to meet. She threatened me. You recorded her without her knowledge? Yes. That's illegal. No, it's not. Single-party consent state. It's completely legal. He stood, paced to the window, looked out at the dark street. Even if this is real, it is real. Even if it is, she was probably just upset, emotional. People say things they don't mean when they're angry. Dad, she meant every word. You don't know that. Yes, I do, because she's been saying things like this for months, just not where anyone could hear, just to me, where there were no witnesses. He turned around. His eyes were different, harder. Why didn't you tell me sooner? Because I knew you wouldn't believe me. And you thought ambushing me with a recording would help? I'm not ambushing you. I'm trying to protect you. I don't need protection. I need my daughter to support my relationship. But apparently that's too much to ask. The words were a slap. Dad, I think you should go. Please, just listen. Cassidy, go now before I say something I'll regret. I stood, grabbed my purse, walked to the door. Then I turned back. When something happens to you, when she shows her true colors, remember this conversation. Remember that I tried to warn you. I left, got in my car, drove home, and cried the entire way. Owen was waiting when I got home. He took one look at my face and pulled me into his arms. He didn't believe you. Worse, he kicked me out. We sat on the couch. I told him everything. Give him time, Owen said. Let him process. He'll come around. What if he doesn't? Then we go to plan B. What's plan B? I don't know yet, but we'll figure it out. I didn't sleep that night. Around 2 a.m. I gave up, went to the nursery, sat in the rocking chair, hands on belly. Emma kicked, strong, persistent. I tried, I whispered to her. I really tried. My phone buzzed on the dresser. A text from Dad. I'm sorry I kicked you out. I need time to think. I love you, but I can't talk to you right now. Please respect that. I stared at the message, typed and deleted a dozen responses, finally just sent, I love you too. Then I sat in the dark nursery, alone, defeated, and wondered if I'd just lost my father forever. 5 days passed without contact from Dad, the longest we'd ever gone without talking. Owen tried calling him and got voicemail. Marlo tried reaching out, got silence. Gabrielle had won. She'd isolated him, turned him against me, and there was nothing I could do about it. Dr. Martinez wasn't happy. My blood pressure was climbing again. 145/95. Not critical, but trending wrong. If this continues, we'll have to admit you again, she said. Maybe until delivery. Hospital bed rest for 3 more months, away from home, from Owen, from normalcy. I'll be more careful, I promised. But how could I be careful when everything was falling apart? Brooks came over on Saturday, found me reorganizing the closet. Again, everything sorted by color, by size, by season. Cassidy, I'm fine, Shaw. You're organizing socks at 10 in the morning. You are not fine. I sat on the floor, surrounded by perfectly folded clothes. I don't know what else to do. I told him, showed him, and he chose her. Brooks sat next to me, Give it time. Everyone keeps saying that, but time is running out. The wedding is 5 weeks away. Once they're married, it's over. She wins. Then we make sure they don't get married. How? Marlo said she's close to getting the records from Chicago, right? Once we have those, we go to the police. File a report. Let them investigate. At minimum, it'll delay the wedding. You really think the police will care? If we can show a pattern across multiple deaths, yes, they'll have to investigate. Hope flickered. Small, fragile, but there. Okay, I said. Okay. Monday morning, Marlo called HUD. I have the records. My heart jumped. And Gabrielle's first husband, Michael Shaw, died in a car accident, single vehicle crash, no witnesses. Investigation found mechanical failure in the brakes. That sounds suspicious. It does, except the car was old, high mileage. The report doesn't indicate foul play. Insurance paid out $200,000. What about the second husband? Richard Bennett died from a fall down the stairs at home. Gabrielle was out of town at the time. Ruled accidental. Insurance paid out $500,000. 2 accidents, both resulting in deaths, both with insurance payouts. That's the pattern. Maybe, but Cassidy, neither investigation found evidence of foul play. No charges were filed. Officially, these were just tragic accidents. But you don't believe that? No, I don't. The timing is too convenient. Both deaths occurred within 3 years of marriage, both when the insurance policies were at maximum value, both when the marriages were showing signs of strain. What do we do? I'm taking everything to a contact I have, former homicide detective. He's agreed to review the cases. If he thinks there's enough for a formal investigation, he'll go to the police. How long will that take? Few days, maybe a week? The wedding is in 5 weeks. I know, but this is our best shot. That afternoon, I was lying on the couch when the doorbell rang. Owen answered. Mr. Brennan, hi. My heart stopped. Dad. I sat up, too fast. Dizziness washed over me. Dad appeared in the doorway. He looked terrible. Gray, tired, older than I'd ever seen him. Can we talk? He asked. Owen looked at me. I nodded. I'll be in the kitchen, Owen said. Dad sat in the armchair across from me. For a long moment, neither of us spoke. I listened to the recording again, he said finally, about 50 times. Dad, let me finish. He held up a hand. I wanted to believe you were wrong, that you'd misunderstood, that Gabrielle had an explanation. But the more I listened, the more I couldn't ignore what she said. Hope surged, so I did something I should have done months ago. I investigated, hired a private detective, had him look into her background. And you were right about all of it. The previous marriages, the insurance payouts, the financial maneuvering, even the way she's been treating you. How did you find out about that? I asked Marlo. She showed me everything she'd been documenting, the financial irregularities, the access requests, and I realized Gabrielle's been playing me from the beginning. Tears burned my eyes. Dad, I'm so sorry. Why are you sorry? I'm the one who should apologize. I didn't believe you. I chose her over my own daughter. I was a fool. You weren't a fool, you were in love. I thought I was, but it wasn't love, it was manipulation. She saw a lonely widower with money, and she played the part I wanted to see. He rubbed his face. When his hands dropped, he looked broken. What do I do, Cass? How do I fix this? You cancel the wedding. I know, but it's not that simple. If I just call it off, she'll know we're on to her. And if the detective is right about her history, she's dangerous. I can't just walk away. I need to be smart about this. What did the detective say? That there's enough circumstantial evidence to suggest foul play in her previous husband's deaths, but not enough for charges. Not yet. He's working with local police to reopen the investigations. How long will that take? Weeks, maybe months, which means I need to keep Gabrielle close, keep her thinking everything is fine, until we have enough evidence to put her away. Dad, that's dangerous. I know, but it's the only way to protect both of us. If I scare her off, she'll disappear, change her name, find another victim. I can't let that happen. What about the wedding? I'll postpone, make up an excuse, business trip, family emergency, something that doesn't raise suspicion. And in the meantime, I'll work with the detective, gather more evidence, build a case. Can I help? You can take care of yourself and Emma. That's all I need you to do. Let me handle Gabrielle. We sat in silence, then Dad stood, came to the couch, hugged me. I'm so sorry, he whispered, for not believing you, for letting her hurt you. I'll never forgive myself. You're here now. That's what matters. After Dad left, Owen came back to the living room. He believes you. He does. So what now? Now we wait, while Dad pretends everything is fine, while the detective builds a case, while Gabrielle thinks she's won. That's a dangerous game. I know, but it's the only one we have. The next 2 weeks were strange. Dad called regularly, updated me on the investigation, assured me he was safe. Gabrielle continued texting, sweet messages, wedding planning questions, completely unaware that her mask had slipped. My blood pressure stabilized. The medication worked. Emma grew strong. Dr. Martinez was cautiously optimistic, and Marlowe continued building the file. Financial records, background checks, witness statements from people who knew Gabrielle's previous husbands. Slowly, the picture came together. Gabrielle Shaw was a con artist, possibly a murderer, definitely dangerous, and she had no idea we knew. 3 weeks before the wedding, Dad called with news. The Chicago police are reopening Michael Shaw's death investigation. They found irregularities in the brake failure report, evidence of possible tampering. That's good, right? It's progress. If they find proof of tampering, they can link it with Gabrielle, build a murder case. And until then, I keep playing along, keep her thinking we're getting married. Dad, be careful. I will, I promise. But even as he said it, I worried, because Gabrielle was smart, calculating, patient, and if she sensed danger, there was no telling what she'd do. The call came on a Tuesday afternoon, 3 weeks before the wedding. I was folding baby clothes when my phone rang. Unknown number. Hello? Cassidy Brennan? A man's voice? Professional? Serious? Yes? This is Detective Marcus Sullivan, Chicago PD. I'm calling about Gabrielle Shaw. My heart jumped. What about her? We've completed our investigation into Michael Shaw's death. We have evidence of brake line tampering. DNA evidence places Gabrielle Shaw at the scene. We're issuing a warrant for her arrest. Oh my God. I need you to contact your father immediately. Tell him not to be alone with Gabrielle Shaw. She's dangerous. We're coordinating with local police to execute the warrant. When? Within the hour. Is your father safe right now? I don't know. Let me call him. I hung up, called Dad. It rang 4 times, then voicemail. Dad, call me right now. It's urgent. I tried again. Voicemail. Owen came running. What's wrong? Chicago police have a warrant for Gabrielle. Dad's not answering. Call Marlowe. I did. She answered immediately. Marlowe, where's Dad? He's at home. Had a meeting with Gabrielle. Wedding planning. Why? She's being arrested. Today. He might be in danger. I'm on my way. Call the police. I hung up. Called 911. 911, what's your emergency? My father is with a woman who's about to be arrested for murder. He's not answering his phone. I think he might be in danger. What's the address? I gave them Dad's address. Explained the situation. Officers are en route. Stay on the line. Owen grabbed his keys. I'm going over there. I'm coming with you. Cass, I'm coming. We ran to the car. Owen drove, fast, through yellow lights, around slow traffic. My phone rang. Detective Sullivan. We're at your father's house. Officers are going in now. Is he okay? Hold on. Background noise. Shouting. Then silence. Miss Brennan, your father is safe. We have Gabrielle Shaw in custody. Your father wants to talk to you. Relief flooded through me. Then Dad's voice. Cass, I'm okay. I'm okay. What happened? She knew. Somehow she knew we were on to her. She came to the house with a gun, said if she was going down, she was taking me with her. But the police got here first. Oh my God, Dad. I'm okay, sweetie. Really, it's over. She's over. Owen and I arrived at Dad's house 10 minutes later. Police cars everywhere. Neighbors gathered on lawns. Dad sat on the front steps. Marlo beside him. I ran to him. He stood, hugged me tight. It's over, he whispered. Finally over. And the story made national news. Con artist arrested for murder. Police link woman to 3 deaths. Gabrielle's mugshot was everywhere. The perfect mask finally stripped away. The investigation revealed everything. The tampered brakes, the altered staircase, the pattern of isolation and manipulation. 3 husbands, 3 deaths, 3 insurance payouts. And Dad had almost been number 4. I was so stupid, he said. We were in his living room a week after the arrest. Police tape still marked the front door. You weren't stupid. She was good. I let her into our lives, let her hurt you, almost got myself killed. But you didn't. You figured it out. You stopped her. We stopped her. You, me, Marlo, Owen, we all saw the truth. He reached for my hand. I'm sorry for not believing you, for choosing her, for putting you through hell. I forgive you. Just like that? Just like that, because you're my dad and you came through when it mattered. 2 weeks later, Gabrielle's trial date was set. The evidence was overwhelming. DNA, financial records, witness testimony. The prosecution was confident. She'll spend the rest of her life in prison, the district attorney told us. Good, let her rot. The wedding venue was canceled, deposits refunded, flowers composted, the dress donated. Dad threw himself into therapy, processing, healing, learning to trust again. I don't think I'll date for a long time, he said. Maybe ever. I clearly can't be trusted to spot a psychopath. You will, when you're from me, Betty, but take your time, there's no rush. No, there's not. My blood pressure finally stabilized. Dr. Martinez cleared me for normal activity. The stress that had been poisoning me was gone. You did it, she said at my appointment. You protected yourself and your baby. That takes incredible strength. I had help. Yes, but you made the choice to fight, to trust yourself. That's huge. Emma was born on February 14th, Valentine's Day. 8 pounds, 3 ounces. Perfect in every way. Dad was in the delivery room, holding my hand, crying when she arrived. She's beautiful, he said. Looks just like your mother. Owen cut the cord. The nurse placed Emma in my arms. Warm, squirmy, mine. Hi, sweet girl, I whispered. We've been waiting for you. She opened her eyes, dark blue, alert, and I swore she looked right at me. Really looked. You're safe now, I told her. We all are. 3 months after Emma's birth, we had a family dinner. Me, Owen, Dad, Marlo, Brooks, no Gabrielle, no manipulation, no pretending, just family, real family. Emma lay in her bassinet by the table, alert, watching, occasionally cooing. She's going to be trouble, Brooks said. I can already tell. Good, I said. What's that? Let her be trouble. Let her be loud. Let her take up space. That's the spirit, Dad said. Raise her strong. We will. After dinner, Dad and I sat on the back patio, Emma in my arms, the garden blooming with Mom's roses. Do you think Mom would be proud of us? I asked. Of you? Absolutely. You saved my life, Cass. You saw what I couldn't see. You fought even when I didn't believe you. I almost gave up, but you didn't. That's what matters. We sat in silence, listening to Emma breathe, watching the sun set. I've been thinking, Dad said, about what happened, about Gabrielle, about how close I came to losing everything. Yeah? I realized something. The prison door was unlocked all along. I could have left any time. I could have listened to you. I could have seen the truth, but I kept myself in there, kept believing what I wanted to believe, even when the evidence was right in front of me. You were lonely. I was, but that's not an excuse. I let that loneliness blind me. I let it make me vulnerable, and I almost lost you because of it. You didn't lose me. No, but I could have, and that terrifies me. Emma squirmed, fussed. I rocked her gently. What will you tell her, Dad asked, when she's old enough to ask about all this? The truth, that we went through something hard, something scary, but we survived and we're stronger for it. Are you? Stronger? I thought about it, really thought. Yeah, I am, because I learned something important. That protecting yourself isn't selfish. It's the first act of love. And Emma's going to grow up knowing that. She's going to grow up with a voice, with boundaries, with the confidence to trust herself. Good, that's good. 6 months after the arrest, Gabrielle's trial concluded. Guilty on 3 counts of first-degree murder. Guilty on fraud charges. Guilty on attempted murder. Life without parole. We didn't attend the sentencing. Didn't need closure from watching her in a courtroom. The closure came from moving forward, from healing, from choosing to be okay. Dad started dating again. Slowly, carefully. A woman named Helen. A widow. Kind, real. No red flags. Are you sure about her? I asked when he introduced us. No, but I'm learning to trust my gut again. And my gut says she's good. Then I'm happy for you. Thank you. That means everything. Emma's first birthday party was small, family only, backyard barbecue, homemade cake. She smashed it everywhere, frosting in her hair, icing on her dress, pure joy. Happy birthday, sweet girl, I whispered as I cleaned her up later. She babbled back, nonsense words that sounded like conversation. I know, I said. You have a lot to say, and I promise I'll always listen. That night, after Emma was asleep, I sat in the nursery. The rocking chair I'd sat in so many times during the pregnancy, during the crisis, during the healing. Owen found me there. You okay? Yeah, just thinking. About? About how close we came to losing everything, and how grateful I am that we didn't. He sat on the floor by the chair, like he'd done so many times before. You saved us, he said. You know that, right? We saved each other. No, Cass, you trusted yourself even when no one else did. You fought even when it seemed hopeless. You protected Emma. You protected you protected all of us. I didn't do it alone. No, but you started it. You refused to accept Gabrielle's version of reality. That takes incredible strength. I looked down at him. This man who'd stood by me, who'd believed me, who'd fought beside me. I love you, I said. I love you too. A year after Gabrielle's arrest, I ran into Marlo at a coffee shop, the same one where Gabrielle had threatened me. Cassidy, hi, how are you? Good, really good. Emma's walking now, getting into everything. That's wonderful. And your dad? Happy, dating Helen. They're taking things slow, but it's going well. I'm glad. He deserves happiness. We got our coffee, sat by the window. I've been thinking about calling you, Marlo said, to say thank you. For what? For trusting me, for letting me help. That case, it changed everything for me. Made me realize I could do more than just schedule meetings and manage calendars. What do you mean? I'm going back to school, criminal justice degree. I want to work with victims of financial abuse, help them see the patterns, help them get out before it's too late. Marlo, that's amazing. You inspired me, the way you fought, the way you documented, the way you refused to give up. I want to help other people do the same. You'll be great at it. I hope so, because if I can save even one person from a Gabrielle, it'll be worth it. 2 years after everything, Dr. Reeves and I had our last therapy session. How do you feel? She asked. Okay, really okay. Not perfect. I still have bad days, but mostly good. That's normal. Trauma doesn't disappear, but it does get easier. Yeah, it does. What are you most proud of? I thought about it. That I trusted myself, even when it was hard, even when no one believed me. I knew the truth, and I held on to that. That's powerful. It is, and it's something I want to pass on to Emma. That inner knowing, that trust in yourself, that's the greatest gift I can give her. I think you're right. 5 years after the arrest, Emma started kindergarten. First day of school, little backpack. shiny shoes, nervous smile. What if no one likes me? She asked. Then they're silly, because you're wonderful. But what if I'm scared? Then you tell yourself the truth. You're brave. You're strong. You can do hard things. Did you learn that from Grandma? No, I learned it from myself. She thought about that, then nodded. Okay, I can do this. I know you can. I watched her walk into the school, small but confident, ready to take on the world. And I realized something. The prison door had been unlocked all along. I'd been my own warden, afraid to upset anyone, afraid to cause conflict, afraid to trust myself. But I'd walked through that door. I'd chosen freedom. I'd chosen truth. And Emma would grow up knowing that choice was always there, that she could walk through any door, face any challenge, trust any instinct. Because protecting yourself isn't selfish, it's necessary. It's love. It's the first and most important thing. 10 years after everything, Dad and I sat on the back patio. Emma was inside with Owen and Helen, playing board games. Do you ever think about her? Dad asked. Gabrielle? Sometimes. Not often. She doesn't deserve that much space in my head. Fair enough. Why do you? Sometimes. Mostly I think about how lucky I am. That you fought for me, that you saved me, that I didn't lose everything. You would have figured it out eventually. Maybe, but maybe not. And I'm grateful I didn't have to find out. The roses bloomed. Mom's legacy. Still beautiful after all these years. Mom would be proud of you, Dad said. I hope so. I know so. You're exactly the kind of woman she hoped you'd become. Strong, brave, true to yourself. I try. You succeed. Emma ran out onto the patio, 10 years old, all legs and energy. Grandpa, we're ready for dessert. Coming, sweet pea. She ran back inside. Dad stood, offered me his hand. Ready? Yeah, I'm ready. We walked inside together into the warmth, into the laughter, into the family we'd fought so hard to protect. And I knew we were going to be okay, all of us. Finally, completely, truly okay. So that's the story. Cassidy trusted herself when no one else believed her. She fought when it seemed hopeless. And she saved her father's life. If this story resonated with you, if you've ever had to trust your gut against all odds, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. Your story matters. Your voice matters. And if you found value in this story, if it gave you validation or hope, or just 90 minutes of compelling drama, consider hitting that like button. It helps other people find stories like this. Stories about strength, about survival, about fighting for what's right. Want more stories like this? Stories about real people facing impossible situations and coming out stronger? Hit that subscribe button. Join our community. Because every week we bring you narratives that matter, that inspire, that remind you of your own power. Share this with someone who needs to hear it, that friend who's doubting herself, that family member who's in a difficult situation, that person who needs to know they're not crazy for trusting their instincts. Your engagement, your comments, your shares, they help build a community of people who refuse to be silenced, who trust themselves, who fight back. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. And remember, protecting yourself isn't selfish. It's the first act of love. Until next time, trust your gut, set your boundaries, and never apologize for taking up space. I'll see you in the next story.